Yeah, Buzz, this is a bit of Kulcha on Charismatic TV. Bang.
Everybody's doing it, doing an oofy stomp. It's stomp, 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 stomp until you drop. Cause everybody's doing it, doing an oofy stomp.
What up everyone, Charismatic here and welcome back to my channel. This is our very first episode for the Culture, and today I have with me Thomas, and he is with me today to talk about good old Newfoundland and Labrador.
Good spot, go there.
So this place is very dear to me because I've been living here for the past 4 years. This is where I completed my post-secondary education. I got my bachelor's degree here. Yeah. And so I decided, why not make a video to let you guys know like some of the things about Newfoundland, particularly their very, what should I say, fancy way of talking sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Fancy's a word. That is, it's something.
All right, so can you tell us a little bit about Newfoundland and Labrador, just a little backstory?
So we joined Canada in 1949. Prior to that, we were a British colony. The island has, I actually don't know what our population is. This is something I should have looked up beforehand. We have like a population, I don't know the actual population, but the population density is about 1.3 people per square kilometers. We are historically like kind of have a strong fishing background. So a lot of our communities are based in outports. The main, I guess, way of living was on the ocean and through the fisheries. We're a province of Canada. We've got a whole bunch of stuff on the go right now, so it's an interesting place to be.
So Newfoundland is the island part of Newfoundland and Labrador, and Labrador is the mainland part of it, and Thomas already gave you the backstory. So Newfoundland has a very unique culture because it is influenced or has a product of English, French, native culture, so
a little bit of
indigenous
Portuguese
people
here and there, a little bit of Spanish,
and let us not forget Irish, of course, which is what we're going to be focusing on in this video, because their very fancy way of talking is actually very heavily inspired,
influenced, inspired
by the Irish. So
yeah.
What we're going to do here is a little guessing game. So Thomas is going to read a couple Newfoundland sayings, and I'm going to try and guess in layman terms, English, breaking it down for y'all what it means. And this should be very interesting because I only know like about 3. I know what he at, which is like what's on the go, what's up, this is it.
Correct response to what he at. This is it is like literally this is it.
This is it.
What you see is what I'm doing.
What he
at? No, this is it, you know.
So those are the main ones I know, so this should be very interesting. So you ready?
Yeah, so before I get into that, I'm just going to do like a quick kind of not an overview, but like just a couple quick grammar, pronunciation type things.
Okay.
So like a lot of languages, and this is part of our French influence, the TH sound, that th or the, in a lot of places that doesn't really come out in the dialect, so it gets replaced by t and d.
Okay.
Right? So like in the word nothing, right? If you respond to what are you doing with nothing, a Newfoundlander might say nothing.
Nothing.
Right?
Oh, the
so,
D sound.
And some of these little like grammar pieces will kind of help you understand some of the expressions.
Okay.
So another thing we do that a lot of people kind of make fun of us for, a lot of people say that Newfoundland English is ungrammatical. That's not true. No dialect is ungrammatical. Every dialect, every accent, every way of speech inherently has some form of grammar. It's just different from the standard. So a lot of people mock Newfoundlanders, and the dialect gets a really bad rap, especially on the mainland of Canada, because of the way that we speak, and they just assume that, you know, we're perhaps less intelligent than they are. There's all kinds of social
Basically, they're told they talk bad English, but all of us, you know, my Caribbean people, you know how that is when we're talking our dialect. People think we can't speak English, but that's just our way of communicating with each other. That's like our native dialect, and it's the same for Newfoundland and Labrador people. So, yeah.
Perfect. We conjugate everything in third person singular. So instead of I go, you go, he goes, it's every day I goes, you goes, she goes, they goes, we goes. And it's something that you'll find in pretty much every aspect or every version of the Newfoundland dialect. Okay. Right? So that's just another.
So adding an S onto verbs, yes.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
We have H adding and H dropping. So if you have a word that begins with an H or has an H in it, Get rid of it. It's gone. It doesn't exist. So the word house would become house. What is happening becomes what's happening. And then the inverse is also true, where if you have a word that begins with a vowel, or has like a strong break in it where a vowel is prominent, you can add an H in there, right? So an eagle eating an apple becomes a heagle eating a apple.
Oh god.
Sometimes, right? It's obviously I'm kind of exaggerating a little bit there, but that's just another aspect of it,
Okay.
right? So I guess we'll jump right in with some of the expressions. If that works for you? All right. So the first one, hang on your jars.
Hang on your jars.
Hang on your jars.
Is that like calm your balls? Like
That's yeah.
hold your horses.
Yeah, exactly. So literally, like, hang on is hang on, so you
Yeah.
get that H drop, and your drawers.
Your underwear.
Another feature. Yeah, your drawers, or is just how a Newfoundlander would say drawers. So that ah sound in Newfoundland English often becomes an ah. Right?
Okay.
So hang on your jars.
Hang on your jars.
Hold on to your pants. Hang on. Calm down. Chill out.
Chill out.
Peace.
Take a chill pill.
Hang on your drawers. So you said you knew what are you at.
Yes.
So there's two other expressions that are similar to what are you at, but we'll try them.
Okay.
Ashcutton.
Huh?
Ashcutton.
Hatch cutting?
Ashcutton.
How's your cut? Oh, how's your cutting? Like what?
Ashcutton.
How's she cutting?
Ashcutton.
How's she doing?
How are you doing?
Oh, how are?
So this is a really complicated one, because she, like, in Newfoundland we tend to personify everything, right? Anything that, like, any inanimate object we can refer to as she. Oh, my phone is dead. She's gone, right? She's completely dead, right? The way that you respond to that, the way that you're supposed to respond to that is, oh, like a knife.
Oh, like a knife.
Yeah, the is kind of optional, but the
Like
like
a
a knife
knife.
part is, because it's a very, like, dry response, right? It's
Like a
cutting,
knife.
so a knife cuts well, so life is cutting well, life is doing
Okay.
well. Yeah, it's
Okay.
right. It's kind of a complicated, but yeah,
like a knife.
like a knife, right? So the other version of that, I guess, and you can say, "How's she getting on?" Right, which is, again, she is life, or "How you getting on?"
Oh, you get okay.
Right?
That one's
Which-
pretty simple.
Is really, really fun when you're talking to people, like mainlanders especially, getting off the boat, or getting onto a boat. So like, I'm gonna get on the ramp. I'm walking. But how you getting on? How's she getting on?
How's she
Right?
getting-
How are
okay.
you doing? Right? That one's a fairly simple one.
Yes.
This is probably one of the most famous ones. You can find other videos like this on YouTube that express this one. And to me, this is really obvious from context, but I'll try it anyway. Stay where you're at till I comes where you to.
Stay where you at till I comes to where you.
Where you're at. Stay where you're at till I comes where you to.
Don't go anywhere. I'll come meet you.
Yeah, and the to and the at are kind of interchangeable there. So, like, you can say stay where you're at till I comes where you're at, stay where you to till I comes where you to, stay where you to till I comes where you're at, stay where you're at till I comes where
Oh.
right. You can
There
do
are
that.
different ways. Okay.
Yeah, like you can express that in any way, and the sentence still maintains the same meaning, but it's stay there, I will go
How
there.
to?
Right?
Okay.
But you don't know nobody, you don't want nothing done, do you?
You what?
You don't know nobody
You don't know nobody
who don't want
who don't want.
nothing done, do
Oh,
you?
like you don't want someone who's lazy.
Nope. You don't know nobody who don't want nothing done, do you?
I don't know.
Do ya?
Do you?
Turns the whole thing into a question.
Yeah.
Right at the end. So you don't know nobody
You don't know.
is do you know anybody
Uh-huh.
who don't want nothing done is who wants something done.
Okay.
So altogether, you don't know nobody who don't want nothing done, do you? Becomes do you know anybody who needs work completed? I'm looking for a job.
Oh, okay.
Do you have any friends who would be willing to
needs-
hire me?
Wow. Well, I learned a lot today. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Like, there's a lot of backstory behind it, just giving you information on, like, if you were to go on Google and read up and you saw, like, some of the H and TH sounds that Thomas talked about, then you would be able to, like, maybe teach yourself how to properly pronounce them. So thank you so much for doing this video with
Thank
me,
you.
Thomas. And I hope you all learned something about Newfoundland and Labrador. Yes, it exists. It is in Canada, and it is
here.
one of the provinces.
Keep that in mind, bands doing cross-Canada tours. We exist.
Don't forget to do road and do things. And until next time, Maggie is